Good day, folks. It's your boy Corey here, and I'm just wanted to share a word. You know, last night I had a friend of mine that's going through some problems in the home, his marital status, whatever the case may be, and he loves to dump a lot of what's going on me, and I'm good. I'm a friend. I listen, you know, and I've been listening for quite some years now. And I'm that friend that people like to come to when they want an outside perspective of what's going on, because God's gifted me with the ability to do that. But the problem I have is when you have that outside perspective and you give advice, and what I think is sound advice to help you fix your problem, especially, you know, and I'm the type that like to listen, and you can tell me all day that it's the other person's fault, and I may identify that, but I also listen for the clues of your contribution to the problem. And this particular person has a huge contribution to the problem, but they always want to make it seem like it's the other person's fault, you know. So I identified them, and they respect me enough to know that when I identify that they have a big problem, they concede. The only problem is, when I give them the advice that I think that would eradicate 90% of the problem, they listen like, oh, you're right, but they don't heed to it. They don't heed to it. And then, you know, life goes on until a couple months later, here we go again. And I ask, did you fix the last problem? And I know you didn't, because I know you. And they find reason why that it's bigger than that problem. We know it's not. So to get to my point, most of the time when we have issues out here in the world, especially when it involves other people, it's usually our fault. There's something that we are doing that should be fixed first. Before you want to fix other people, you have to have a good sit down with yourself and identify what you can be doing to contribute to the problem, because most of the problems we have in other people are nothing but problems we have within ourselves pushed out. And God and the universe, they make us identify it by putting the mirror of that person in front of us. So fix yourself, and the world usually takes care of itself once you fix yourself. And it reminds me of a story of that I heard many years ago. And it started off with this businessman who had this big project that was due like the next day for his job. But he had a 5-year-old son, and the 5-year-old son wanted to play with his dad. And his dad, as eager as he was to play with his son, he had to finish this project. So what he decided to do, he thought he was clever. So what he did was he pulled this article out of a magazine. It was a picture of the world. And it was like a picture of the map of the world, or the country or something like that. But I think it was the picture of the world. And so what he did was he said, this will keep him company for quite some time so I can finish this project. So he ripped it up in a whole bunch of pieces, and he gave him some tape, and he sat him at a table. He said, son, I promise you, because I have to finish this project. I promise you, once you finish putting this puzzle together, bring it to me, and I promise you that I'm going to play with you as soon as you finish it. So he set the child there. He went, sat at his desk, and was like, all right, let me get this project over with. So he sits down, and it wasn't 10, 15 minutes later. This project, he needed a couple hours to finish it. He thought that puzzle would keep his son occupied for at least half of that time. So he's sitting down, and about 10, 15 minutes later, his son comes up to him running with the paper all intact, taped up, and he handed it to the father, and the father looked at it dumbfounded, because he's looking at the world, and he's saying, wow, how in the world is my son a genius? How in the world, son, did you put this puzzle together so fast? And the son said, well, daddy, on the other side of the paper was a picture of a man. And I figured it was easier to put the man's face together, because if I put the man together, then the world will automatically come back together. Wow. Out the mouth of a 5-year-old. If you put the man together, his world will automatically come back together. If that don't convince you, nothing will. So I say this to anyone listening, and I say this to my friend. Identify what your problem is. Fix yourself. Fix that problem that you know is keeping you from fixing your relationship. And once you fix that and be truthful and honest within yourself that you have a problem, until you do that, you're stuck. But once you do that, you're free. So whoever needs this, whoever's listening, you need to fix what's going on in you in order for your world to be fixed. That is the cause of most of our problems. You know what I'm saying? Myself included. We have to fix what's in us, the problem that we have, that we know we identify with ourselves. And then once we fix that, if that doesn't fix what's going on to that other person, then that other person may be the problem. But let's start with ourselves first. Fix ourselves. I hope this helps someone. If it did, hit that like button, drop a comment in there. Let's work on ourselves for 2025. Let's thrive in 2025. Subscribe to your boy. Till the next time, have a good one. Fix ourselves, live our best lives, and let's thrive in 2025. See you next time. Later.